Hello and welcome to another episode of Historically Marked. I am in South St. Louis at Bellerive Park, or Bellerive. I'm not really quite sure the French way of pronouncing it, but I am in also what is formerly known as Carondelet, which was once a town, but until it was annexed by the city of St. Louis in 1870. There's a marker next to me that shows all about that. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Right there's the marker, and there's a pavilion with bathrooms and of course a playground and a little bit of a view of the Mississippi River. This is known as also the Broadway Bluffs. Then you get a nice looking bridge, and then Interstate 55 is just within feet that way. Let's see what it says. This is the front side. Clemente Lord de could stand up here looking over the gentle sweep of this great river bend and could see the homes of his village nestled in the sylvan vale below. In 1767, 4 years after Spain acquired all west of the river, Delort, a Frenchman of worthy ancestry, came across the sea with his wife and children with followers. They came up the Mississippi and chose the site below. Gonna fast forward a little bit here. In 1794, this was named Carondelet in honor of the Spanish Governor General. 1795, Carondelet was given 6,000 acres extending some 10 miles along the river. And then came the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. Thomas Jefferson bought a lot of land, which doubled the size of the United States. Bought it from Napoleon, from France in other words. American influence grew in upper Louisiana, but by now Carondelet was a hamlet of some 50 homes with 250 people. 1826, Carondelet sold the United States 1,700 acres for Jefferson Barracks for $5. Yes, back then that was a lot of money. Commonly heard term there. Then by 1832, Carondelet became a town. A survey defined the town, the common fields, the commons, and the towpath along the river. Let's go to the other side. In 1835, a Catholic church of stone replaced the first one of wood, built in 1819. The convent of St. Joseph, with the notable school for girls, was started in 1836. Fast forward to 1851, Carondelet with 1,200 people became a city. A great industrial impulse began. The railroad was built, large plants arose, general business and population grew. 1860, as we all know, the Civil War was brewing. Turmoil, confusion, and bitterness brewed with the coming Civil War. Then men went away to both armies, north and south, and Carondelet built Lincoln's gunboats. After the war, things became placid again with industry growing and life pleasant. And then by 1870, after the war, it was joined to St. Louis. Much followed thereafter. Carondelet School in 1871, the first public school kindergarten system in the U.S., started at DePere School. Beautiful Carondelet Park, Carondelet Library for books and meetings. And perhaps the most interesting thing, besides the fact that this was once a town, the people of Carondelet came from many backgrounds: French, early, American, German, Irish, African, British, Italians, Polish, Spanish, and others. Quite varied in qualities and nature, but all worthy and respected. Now up here is the seal of Carondelet, and of course that was by the Carondelet Historical Society, which sponsored this marker right here. This is, I believe, meant to look like all the ones that were placed in Missouri from 1950 to 1965. The blue ones that you see in just about every county and major cities in Missouri. You've seen a couple of my previous videos if you've been watching this channel, but hey, I mean, it's a great comparison. I mean, obviously a different color. This one's dark navy. To this day, the Carondelet Historical Society does do a lot of history and mark a lot of the places. So you can't really see much of the Mississippi River from this hill, but because of all the trees and everything, but you can see a lot of Illinois. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in Carondelet, or South St. Louis, Missouri, and at Bellerive Park, or Bellerive, something like that. I'm Jason, signing off.